I just want to go back to the compensation plan unto itself. And we should also note that the compensation plan, Elon Musk has to continue holding these shares. He can't go sell these shares. So depending on what happens to the valuation, he could get a lot richer or potentially poorer.
Right. So I think what's important here, Andrew, is that, again, the company lost a significant amount of money, excluding one-time items. There was an accounting change of $145 million, $518 million in credit sales that they said are going away by the end of this year, and $101 million in one-time Bitcoin trading revenue. You take those away, and they lost $227 million selling cars. So he's being compensated based on that bottom-line number that's being supported by something that's completely non-core to his business. So I think that's number one. That's number two, Andrew. You got to think about this, right? Every time there's bad news on Tesla, you see tens of millions of call options purchased that expire literally within days and many times hours. That is not fundamental. Fundamental investors aren't buying call options that expire in hours. That is something that we think the SEC should potentially look into. And the last thing, their German auto plant, right? As recently as this past Friday, Tesla's IR was telling people that that plant was on pace to start producing cars in the fourth quarter of this year. So over the weekend, they delayed that plant by 6 months. So you're talking about 150,000 cars of capacity that the street has in their model for next year that you now have to literally cut in half. That is a material event that the company hasn't even put out an 8K on. And when you think about that, right, the German market, I'm sorry, go ahead, Andrew, sorry.
Well, I was just going to ask you, given what you're saying, and I realize you've been bearish on this company for a very long time, and you believe that this company is vastly overvalued. The question I'd ask you, given that we started with around the issue of Elon Musk's compensation, do you believe that Elon Musk is purposely trying to effectively manipulate the price and valuation of the company to capture the compensation arrangement that's been organized here?
I can't say I know the answer to that, Andrew, but what I will say is the German media has reported over a week ago, they reported that Tesla had violated environmental laws in Germany that was going to delay the construction of their German plant. And they also reported that Tesla has basically worked people too many hours and paid them below minimum wage, which is in violation of labor laws in Germany. And yet, as recently as Friday of last week, Tesla's IR was telling people that the German plant was on pace to produce cars at the end of this year. That's a material push out of their production in Germany, which we believe, given this company is trading at 2,466 times earnings, where the industry trades at 12 times, if that news were to come out, it's going to be negative for the stock. And keep in mind, he said they're going to have the Model Y is going to be the top-selling car in 2022. We believe there's no way that's going to happen now that the German plant has been put out. That German plant was 100% Model Y initially. Yes.
Final question, though, for you. It's a trading question this week in particular. Elon Musk, as you know, is going to be the guest host of SNL, I should say, on NBC on Saturday night. There is a view that going into that, or potentially even coming out of it, that could be a big boon for Tesla's stock. Might even be a big boon for Dogecoin. We'll see. But in a week or around this event, if you will, how do you think investors should trade this, even if you believe that the valuation is overvalued, if you will?
Right. So the way we would trade it this week, Andrew, is we think that the street is going to have to significantly cut their numbers next year, given this German plant has been delayed 6 months. That's 150,000 cars of capacity is down 75,000.
Okay.
So we would actually be selling the stock ahead of the street adjustments lower.
Shepard Smith here. Thanks for watching CNBC on YouTube.